All right, hi, we're here with Mike Chapman from Rare. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
And yes. And what exactly do you do at Rare? Explain for the people at home.
So I'm lead designer on Sea of Thieves. So yeah, everything from like the vision at the start of the game up to kind of get it into players' hands. That's kind of like my job.
We have to apologize. On our podcast, we actually refer to you as the EP on Sea of Thieves. Oh. So we undersold you a bit there.
No, EP's a good role.
Yeah, EP's a good role. If you want to walk off right now, we wouldn't have our feelings hurt.
I would never do that.
So yes, how long have you been at Rare?
I've been at Rare for 4 years.
4 years. Okay, so your first game was Kinect Sports. Was it Rivals?
Yeah. So Kinect Sports Rivals had kind of started, but I kind of went and I did work on the game. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what brought you to Sea of Thieves? Like, what was that kernel of an idea that said, we've got to make a pirate game?
Oh, well, you guys know, more than kind of anyone, like all of those pirate references, when you look back at all those storied games in Rare's history, they had all those little references to pirates, little nods to pirates, and for me, it almost feels like it's a culmination. It's almost like Rare's destiny was to make this pirate game. And when we were talking about the vision for the game, which was putting players in this shared world and going on all these emergent adventures, and when you think about that and players playing together as part of a pirate crew on a ship, it's the perfect expression of like cooperative gameplay, being on a ship with other people, sharing adventures, and like not knowing what danger lurks over the horizon. It's just this perfect kind of wrapper for it. And pirates is it feels rare. It feels so rare, and it's not dark, it's not gritty, it's not realistic pirate. It's a pirate fantasy game, and it allows. I mean, the game looks beautiful. Ryan Stevenson, the art director from Vida Pinata, he's done an outstanding job. And when we're thinking about mechanics, we're always trying to get that Rare humour and that Rare charm in there. So it's a passion project. There's so much love for this game on the team, and it just feels like people are kind of taking notice of Rare again, and that means so much to us. I can't stress that enough. It's just incredible.
Yeah, as a longtime Rare fan, and as most of our audience is, seeing a pirate game announced last year was just this perfect aha moment, because I didn't realize I'd always wanted a Rare game that's focused exclusively on pirates, but you guys have been priming us for this for over 20 years now, so it just felt like it, yes, as you said, Rare's destiny, or dream. Sea of Thieves, the world of Sea of Thieves. Now, it is a shared world experience with other players being the pirates you encounter. Yeah. Can you speak to any of the lore of the game at this point, or?
Not specifically. I would acknowledge that it's really important. It's something I'm passionate about. I think we're trying to create this pirate fantasy world where players can be immersed, they can just get lost in it, and I think lore and environmental storytelling, that's an important part for a lot of people, and it's something that we are paying close attention to. And I think when you think of the types of things you might be getting up to in Sea of Thieves, some players are just going to want to explore. Not everyone's going to gravitate towards combat, and that's fascinating. Some players will just want to just head out there and explore islands and see all these kind of like hidden stuff that's in the game. So like lore's a big part of that. So yeah, you haven't seen anything yet on that front.
Yes. Speaking on the game world, and I'm glad you mentioned the islands. Can you speak anything about the creation process of some of these beautiful environments we're seeing in the game? It truly feels like Rare, because you have these lush jungles, these rich tropical environments. I mean, this is the stuff that's, Rare is famous for, these great naturalistic environments. What is the creation process behind some of these islands in particular?
It was important for us that all the islands had their own kind of character. So you'll be hearing a lot more about how we kind of approach the process in the future. But for us, the cool thing about the islands is that different players are going to go there with different motivations. Some players will be exploring them, some players will be going there to do quests. So it's important that the islands support all these different types of gameplay. And for us, before we even start the level design process, before we really start crafting these islands, it's important to kind of establish what the character is, how players should feel when they're on the islands. It's a great way to, it kind of speaks to your lore question. It's a great way to immerse players in the world where they feel like they're adventuring in these locations that feel like they've been crafted for all these different experiences. So it's an important part for us. So we're not kind of talking specifically around the amount of islands in the game or the size of the world, but it's a big part of the experience.
Yeah, I think the cinematic trailer whet a lot of people's appetites. The mermaids in particular, I know our readers are asking a lot of questions about those mermaids that you saw.
Yeah, in the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, so the trailer was a great way to kind of show the breadth of the game, because what we're showing off, what you guys played, was a small part of the experience, and the game is... it is an adventure game. It's a cooperative adventure game about pirates. So when you think of all those piratey tropes, you think back at all the pirate movies and pirate games and pirate novels and all of those things that come to mind. Because it's a pirate fantasy, we can represent that. We can have like mythological creatures, have a fantastic world, have all these cool mechanics that have this kind of classic rare charm. It's just it's just been an absolute blast kind of making this game and having the freedom to do something really special with the world.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't use Sea of Thieves as a history book necessarily?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not kind of dry, serious historical pirates. I mean, like you called out the mermaids. I mean, like underwater gameplay, diving to shipwrecks, finding buried treasure. It's just you can start to imagine like the mechanics you've seen and kind of imagine where we could take quests. It's going to be so cool to show off some of that stuff. And all I'll say is you ain't seen nothing yet. That's what and that's the truth.
It's so great to hear. So I just want to ask, were you a longtime Rare fan before joining the studio?
Oh, yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing Rare games, and it was a massive part of my childhood. I remember like being there, playing Donkey Kong Country for like losing track of time, like just being up there in my bedroom with my SNES, just completely kind of immersed in Donkey Kong Country. I just adored that game, and Banjo-Kazooie, like great titles, absolutely great titles. So for me, being at Rare for the last 4 years, before that working at other gaming companies, I almost feel like I've spent my whole professional career trying to be at Rare. It's a developer I've always respected, it's so, I mean, I go to work with a smile on my face, and no matter how hard the kind of creative challenges that we're solving and with the ambition of this game, it's an absolute privilege. It's a privilege to work for a developer that has so much love and respect from its fans, and to have that kind of storied legacy and that heritage. It's like the gauntlet is thrown down to us. The gauntlet is thrown down to us to live up to that legacy. That's why I'm at Rare. That's why the team love this game. That's what we're all trying to do. Live up to that legacy and kind of like pay it its dues. That's what we're all trying to do.
Sounds amazing. So one final question. We've been asking it of everybody. If you were a pirate, and I'm sure you feel like you're a pirate several times a day playing this game, what would your favorite pirate expression be? If you were out at sea sinking other people's ships or in the middle of combat, what would you yell out to assert yourself?
I'd say, "Down to the locker, you filthy bilge rats!"
Wow, okay, so let's just try it together, all right. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Down to the locker, you filthy bilge rats!